Well, lawyers for the Abelemkpe branch manager of the Marwako restaurant, Jihad Chabaan, they've been in court today and they're requesting for a court interpreter before opening defense. The 26-year-old, who is accused of thrusting the face of a caterer into blended pepper, was on Wednesday expected to tell his side of the story. The decision by the court to adjourn led to open confrontation between relatives of the caterer and those of Jihad Chabaan. Joining Joseph Akable was in the courts and joins me now. He'll help us with why they're making this demand at this point in the day. You're welcome.
Thank you, Gifty.
You always have a very beautiful smile. How much is it?
It doesn't cost so much.
Okay, let's go into the matters of the day. So why are they calling for that now?
Well, their point is that the gentleman is very fluent in Arabic. They are saying that he has challenge communicating fluently in English.
Really?
And they again claim that when he was arrested the first time by the police, they took two different statements from him. They said quite recently they read a statement to the gentleman, and it appears that a good number of the things captured in that statement were not things that the gentleman told them, because at that point he needed someone to assist him. So he spoke to the person and it was written down. They had an interpreter coming. So they are saying that in order to prevent that from happening again, they want an interpreter to be in the courtroom so that a gentleman will be speaking in Arabic, which is very conversant, to avoid a situation where things that he has not said will be captured by the court.
But from your intro, we understand that there was a confrontation there. Tell us exactly how it ended up. I mean, we've seen some of the visuals, but tell us exactly how it ended up.
It had to do with the family of the lady. In fact, the lady herself led that charge. And like the visuals we saw, she was very unhappy about the claim being made by the gentleman. And as far as they are aware, this is more or less a ploy by the legal team of Jihad Chabaan to slow the court process. They have the view that as far as she knows, inside the restaurant where she operates with the gentleman has a perfect understanding of English and communicates fluently in the English language. So right after the court hearing, she could be heard hurling insults at the relatives of the gentleman. They were also not happy about that. One of the drivers was also confronting the lady, but the relatives of the two sides had to push each member away. They had to drive Jihad Chabaan away. That was how come the whole issue about that was resolved.
And in all of this, where was the police? Were they able to, maintain law and order?
They were called in, and when they came in, their advice, I mean, because you have two groups accusing and attacking each other, so their directive was that since courts had ended, they had no business being at the court premises. So they quickly had to ensure that the lawyers for Jihad Chabaan and Jihad Chabaan himself leave the court premises. Same with the lady's relatives as well.
What has been the response from the counsel for Jihad Chabaan about this being a ploy to unnecessarily slow the process?
He thinks that is not a fair claim for anyone to make. As far as he's aware, he's entitled to justice, and that is what they are asking for, an interpreter to ensure that he tells an accurate story. So we can hear for Julio de Medeiros.
All right, that is the counsel for Jihad Chabaan.
Order that we open our defense today. Indeed, today we were very prepared. We were very much prepared to tell our side of the story. But we've always told this court that our client and the accused speaks very fluent Arabic, and that Arabic is his lingua franca, and English is really not the language that he comprehends and can speak very well. So we made this application to the court that he be allowed to give his testimony to open his defense in the Arabic language. The court agreed with us. The court said it was going to write to the judicial service to provide an Arabic interpreter so that at the next agenda date, our client opens his case.
Some will describe this as antics to slow the process, because clearly when a statement was taken at the police station, we understand that he signed to that. You are even challenging the veracity of that statement in itself.
I do not want to go into the legality of that, but we have said that our client doesn't speak fluent English. He cannot communicate in fluent English. This is a court of record. Every word that he says would have some kind of legal meaning. And if he is very comfortable speaking in Arabic, I think that the justice of the matter, justice demands that all the tools that he requires to be able to make his case should be available to him. One of the tools is having an interpreter, and we don't see anything wrong with requesting that he has an interpreter who speaks Arabic and which he would be very fluent in.
I guess the onus will lie on the lady's lawyer to then make sure that there is necessarily an interpreter so that the case can go on. Was he in court today?
Himself, he wasn't present, but prosecution was ably represented by Chief Inspector Hansen Amma, and he registered his displeasure with a claim that it appears the police tampered with the statements the gentleman made to the police. He wanted to challenge that, but the point the magistrates made was that, if they want an interpreter, what the court can do to assist is that they can formally write to the judicial service whether they have someone who is competent in Arabic who can be offered to come and assist the court. So if that is obtained, then Jihad Chabaan will be telling the side of the story on next week Wednesday.
Next week Wednesday, and that's when they go back to court.
Sure.
All right, thank you very much, Joseph Akableye. This is a story that's turning out to be rather interesting than it actually started. And Joseph will always be in the court for us to bring us all of that updates there.